Angola. That is in Africa, and it is there on the southwest. And in the north, there is the Republic of the Congo, then a bit to the side. To the east, northeast, there's the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and then there is Zambia and then Namibia. Now, and it is quite a big country. It has 1.2 million square kilometers, so around 1,500 times 1,500 kilometers, or 1,000 times 1,000 kilometers, so it's quite big. And there are not many people living. All the data are from the 1970s, but there were just 6 million people living, partly because of the former slave trade, which is very little for 1,000 times 1,000 kilometers. And the capital is Luanda. That was founded by the Portuguese in 1575. In 1617, when Angola founded by the Portuguese came there in the 1480s, and only in the 1880s they showed a further interest into the center of the country. In 1961, there started then a guerrilla war for 13 years against the Portuguese. Then in 74, the country gained independence. There was the MPLA and FNLP or something, and also the UNITA. They were fighting for who had the control, and then the MPLA got the control and founded a new government. Where most people are farming, the life expectancy is not so big, with 33 years in the 1970s. And it is in the south a bit colder because of a cold Benguela current. And in the south it is dry, there are deserts, but also tropical forest. Then to the north there's the more rainforest, and warmer and wetter. There in the south at Mosamedes, there's just 2 centimeters of rainfall per year, and 21 degrees, which is pretty low because of the Benguela current. In the north, it's warmer, wetter, then a meter rain, and then on the B plateau, most of the country is high on plateaus. The B plateau is over 2,000 meters high, for 2,600 meters. Around it are more plateaus, then only a plain is at the coast. And there's a lot of savanna everywhere, and then also the wildlife, typical for savanna and so on. So it's pretty high a lot. There it rains more 1.5 meters at the B plateau, a meter in the north, and so on. And farming, they are exporting a lot of coffee and bananas and maize and sisal, but also crude oil and diamonds and iron. And that's according to the Reader's Digest Library of Modern Knowledge, Book 3, Part 22, Regions of the Earth, written by Hugh Clayton, John Coyle, Michael Frenchman, and D.H. Sinclair on the page 1110. Hi, welcome. I'm trying to learn international studies, today Angola, and after we've done that, we're going to do martial arts basics training. And if you participate in the martial arts basics training, then it's at your own risk. And the book is from the 1970s, that means all what we read here about Angola is from the 1970s. Angola. The former Portuguese overseas province of Angola achieved independence in November 1975. So just very recently when the book was written. Angola is there on the western side of Africa, western South Africa. However, its people were divided into 3 bitterly opposed groups, which received aid from countries both within and outside Africa. By February 76, the Marxist MPLA, backed by Russia and Cuba, emerged the victor, although warfare continued. Okay, I'm not going to go too much into the details because it could be outdated, but it gained its independence in 1975 from Portugal, and there are also, it is divided in different people with different different positions which can be opposing, and one of them would be, for example, one which emerged as the victor is the Marxist MPLA party group backed by Russia and Cuba. The land. Angola consists of plateau bordered by a narrow coastal plain. So it seems to be plateaus, and then there is coastal plain. Directly the coast seems to be flat, and then higher plateaus. Let's see it on. The highest area, the B plateau, is around 2,000 meters above sea level, with lower plateau around it. The B plateau. Where is it on the map? B plateau, 2,000 meters high, and lower plateaus around it. The south coast is arid and cooled by the cold Benguela current. So the southern part of the coast of Angola is arid. I don't know what it means. And there's the cool Benguela current. Mokamedes has an average annual temperature of 21 degrees Celsius. Mokamedes, that is in the southern part of the city. The capital is Luanda. And Mokamedes, which is in the south at the coast, which is low for its latitude and an average 2.5 centimeters of rain a year. So 2.5 centimeters of rain a year, in other words, nothing. Okay, we had at 20 degrees average and no rain, almost at all. To the north it is warmer and wetter. Okay, if we somehow remember how big it is, we're having here miles and kilometers, so 1 centimeter is around 400 kilometers. It could be 2,000 kilometers long or something. So it would make an actual difference if it's in the north or in the south. Okay, 2,000 kilometers long, and the south is very dry and pretty warm. The north is warmer and wetter. Inland temperatures depend on altitude. Rainfall is about 1 meter in the north, 1.5 in the Bipater, and 60 centimeters in the south. Okay, in the north there's more rain, there's wetter and also warmer. And on the inland, on the plateaus, there could be also more rain, that's all the plateaus or something. The south coast desert emerges northwards into the dry savanna on the Cabinda coast. South coast desert merges northwards into dry savanna on the Cabinda coast. So the south is desert and it merges then to dry savanna. Savanna covers the plateau. Dry tropical forest occurs in the south. And the rainforest is confined to river valleys in the northeast and the interior of Cabinda. Let's try to unpack that. So the south coast desert going over into a dry savanna form. So basically it's desert with nothing growing, going over into some coarse grass, a few trees, but dry form of savanna. Savanna is on the plateaus. They are tropical forests, but dry ones in the south. And the rainforests to the river valleys in the northeast and interior of Cabinda. Cabinda, there seems to be another part of Angola a bit in the north. Okay, in the north is even rainforest. I don't really know right now the difference between tropical forest and rainforest. Okay. Angola's right wildlife includes savanna and forest species. Okay, there are living animals of savanna, these were gazelles and antelopes and something like that, and forest species. We have it in another book that were now named. There were now animals named by rainforest, by tropical rainforest. Economy. Most Angolans make a living from farming. Cassava and maize are the chief food crops. I don't know what cassava is. So most people are farming, and we're doing maize and cassava. The leading commercial crop, coffee, is also the most valuable export. It accounts to 28% of exports. Sesame, I don't know what it is. Cotton and bananas account for another 5%. Angola also has about 3 million cattle. Okay, they're having 3 million cattle, and within the 1970s, and they're producing sesame, cotton, bananas, coffee, and maize and cassava. Most people are farmers, and they're importing mostly coffee. Considerable mineral reserves exist. Already, crude oil accounts for 25% of exports, diamonds 11% and iron ore 7%. The development of hydroelectricity has led to industrial growth, especially in Luanda, the capital. That is north center, north of the coast. Okay, there's also more and more oil done, and also iron and diamonds, and hydroelectricity was built up to build up the industrial growth of, in particular, the capital, Luanda. And that was already in the 1970s. People and history. Most Angolans are Bantu-speaking people of the Mbundu, Congo or Luanda Shoki groups. There are also a few Bushmen and Hottentots. Okay, most people are speaking Bantu, it's the main language, official Portuguese. But Bantu. Most people are speaking Bantu. And they were Mbundu, Congo or Luanda Shok. The country is thinly peopled, partly as a result of a former slave trade. Let's look at the population, 6 million, but I say 2,000 kilometers, that is actually very thin. And here the size to the sides, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's also 2,000 to the sides, so it's bigger than Germany and France combined, but has just a 20th of population, or a 10th, I think, because I've doubled. Whatever, it has just a 10th or something of the population, but it's bigger as Germany and France combined. It has 6 million. Germany and France together have 150, or 130, 50 years in the past. Whatever, something like that. It's very thinly populated. And that is partly because of the former slave trade. Today the population is increasing slowly by about 1.6% per year, so also a bit increasing. The average life expectancy is only 33 years. Angola formerly had about 300,000 Europeans, but many left in 75. Okay, many people left when it got its independence from Portugal. Life expectancy is not so high, but 33 years. The Portuguese explored the Angolan coast in the 1480s. They founded Rwanda in 1575 and Benguela, a little Lobito, also the coast, the city of the coast. Benguela 1617, but showed little interest in the interiors until the 1880s. The colony's frontiers were finally drawn in 1927, and from 1930 there was a steady economic progress. Okay. The Portuguese people came with their ships in the 1480s, and they founded Rwanda and Benguela, and for the next 300-400 years they stayed just at the coast. And guerrilla warfare against the Portuguese began in 1961. The principal opposition groups were the FNLA, National Front for the Liberation of Angola, supported by the Congo people, UNITA, National Union for the Total Independence of Angola, which the Ovimbundo supported, and the Marxist MPLA, People's Movement for the Liberation of Angola, supported by the Mbundu and most mestizos. Okay, from 61 onwards, there were people starting to lead a guerrilla war against the Portuguese people, and from different people, the FNLA, the UNITA, and the MLPA. The MLPA was the one which emerged as the victor. In 1974, the new regime in Portugal decided to grant independence to its African provinces and so end a costly war. A transitional Angolan government set up in January 1975 included all three opposition groups. Fighting broke out, however, and when independence came, the FNLA held the north of the country, the MPLA the center, and the UNITA the south. By February 1976, the MPLA was in nominal control of the whole country, and the new Angolan People's Republic was recognized. Okay, 1974, Portugal decided to grant the country its independence because the war was too expensive. Also, was that one reason. And then there were three groups controlling one the north, one the center, one the south. But the MLPA, which was previously controlling just the center, was controlling the whole country, became and now the Angolan People's Republic was recognized. Capital Luanda, 7 million people. Language Portuguese official, but Bantu. Okay, we have heard that in the download. That was the international studies part to Angola. Ich will here for international studies. You can go directly to the next part, where we're going to read it again and try to make a presentation based on these information from the 70s. If you stay here and participate in the martial arts basics training, then it's very anders. One leg up. And go on. Take a leg at the ankle. Tuck the tape on it. Change. One leg to the side. And stretch the inner side of the leg. The train stop. And the other side. Toes are pointing in front. And go from side to side. The mentis. And now a few lunges in front of the right leg and over the left one. And now the shovel slow plow. Leg up and back. 1, 2, 3. Other leg up. 1, 2, 3. Up, back. Knee up and back. And last one. And now stretch kicks. One hand out and kick against it. 1, 2, 3, hand out, kick. And the last one. And now the frog. Knee up and back, up and in. Up and back, up and in. And the last one. And now Russian kicks. Down leg, up and back, up and in. Up and back, up and in. And now, lunge kicks. I'm going to kick them close to the camera. Right foot in front, knee down, and kick. And left leg in front, knee down, and kick. And right leg in front, knee down, and kick. Left leg in front, knee down, and kick. And right leg in front, knee down, and kick. Squat kicks. Squat down, and kick to the side. Squat, kick. You can do wider squats. Last two. And squat Russian kicks. Squat down, Russian kicks. Hiking frog. And now, push-ups, 12. Hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the tailbone in, down, elbows close to the cage, and up the first one, second one, third, fourth, fifth, and 6th, 7th, and 8th, 9th, and the 10th one, 11th, and 12th. And one heel onto the ground, put the toes in, to the left, put in, to the right, put in, middle, move from left to right, other heel onto the ground, pull the toes in, to the right, put in, left, middle, and move from left to right. Again, one knee up. The other one. Take a leg at the ankle. Tuck the tailbone in. Change. Legs side splitting along. And now around. Breathe in and close the legs. Breathe again out. It was the martial arts basics training. I thank you very much, and until next time.